All right, so we got a Milwaukee legend here, you know what I'm saying? So we got to start getting my Milwaukee people in here. We got David Earl on the other side.
Appreciate you, man.
So let me know about your background, man. Take me all the way back. Take us all the way back. We've been this like 30 some odd years here, man.
Oh yeah, same kindergarten class, man, and up too. Yep, for sure. Milwaukee, Wisconsin native. I started out with basketball, right? You know that. Yeah, we started out hooping, so
yeah, we got them pictures.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody wanted to go to the NBA. That was the plan.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think it was 6th grade we was in, and we had like a guest speaker, and they was like, everybody raise your hand that want to go to the NBA. Then their whole class raised their hand, and then she was like, raise your hand if you want to go to the NFL. I was the only person to raise my hand. Oh, I think me and Bobby Edwards maybe at that time. Yep, for sure, because Bobby was playing, and at that time I wasn't even playing football. So fast forward, we was at John Muir, and I still hadn't picked up a football yet. And one of my friends was like, "Hey man, come play football." And I'm like, "Man, I ain't never played football. I don't want to play football." So I got in a league with it was Jeremy, Jeremy Doss, and they got me on their team or whatever. I got traded to the Bears. This is the first time I ever threw on a helmet and some shells. And I started playing, and I was killing in that league, whatever. So that was 8th grade. So the next year, I was like, all right, still basketball on my mind. Still, that's the top priority at the time. Played basketball my freshman year. Didn't play like 3 games of freshman football. Broke my ankle, so I was done. So I remember my mom, and this still hit me to this day. My mom, my mom asked me what I wanted to do. I was like, I want to play basketball. I'm gonna go to the league. And she was like, you know what, son, you decent in basketball. You decent basketball player. She was like, but something about you shine in football. And I was taken back. I was upset about that. I'm like, what you mean? I ain't never considered football as being like on and forward. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fast forward, my high school career took off. I started at North Division quarterback my sophomore year, and I started every year after that. So ended up getting offered. I had a lot of offers on the table, but back then, to get into college, it was a lot. You had the clearinghouse to go through, NCAA clearinghouse. Then you had the ACT requirements, SAT requirements, and a lot of that I failed in. So North Dakota State took a shot on me. So like I said, I would have never known what North Dakota State was, like especially being where we was at. Right. No clue where North Dakota was.
Like, huh? It's cold up there.
But how they got me is I got through the process to qualify for a Division I scholarship. You needed 17 on your ACT, right? I didn't. I had 16 twice, and I was like, I'm not taking that shit again. I don't care for it. You know what I mean? And North Dakota State was going Division I next year, so they was like, well, you a Division I player. We see you got some problems getting in. Come with us. You're going to redshirt your first year, and then you'll be exactly where you want to be. So that's how it kind of happened, man. I didn't think I was going to play ball. I didn't think I was going to play football until and I didn't get no offers until my senior year, especially being I always say this, I'm the greatest one-win quarterback of all time. I got a you know what I mean? I didn't win no games, bro. Yeah. And I still got out of there. I still got out of still got it out of off 10th and center. You feel me? So I was like, man, just take it where it's gonna go. So that's kind of how I got in football. My mother kind of pushed me to play because she said I was special, I shine. So that I started considering it. So and that was history after that. So yeah, for sure.
Because most people don't know, you know what I'm saying? You ran track too. Don't forget about that. Because when we was kids. Okay, he gonna win that, man. We didn't even have to watch it.
For sure. And I'm still mad about that. I didn't run high school track till my senior year. And my guys, Frank and Ant, they were like, man, just come run, bro. Like you the fastest dude down there in the school. Like what's happening? Had no interest in it. My senior year, we was killing. So we was killing. So that's one thing. That's one kick on me. That I should have been running summer track my whole life because we wasn't doing nothing in the summer, but running around playing basketball.
Pretty much run around playing basketball everywhere else.
Absolutely, we was straight free in the summer. So I should have ran summer track, and I should have ran in high school, and I think I could have been in the state books. I think so. Yep, for sure. Yeah,
because that always plays back in my mind too. I remember I ran once. I think I got third. I was like, "This it? I'll never do this."
Oh yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard training. Everything hard about it.
I'm like, wait, I got run.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
And I was back in asthma days, so we already.
Oh, absolutely. I remember you had asthma growing up for sure. Absolutely. Beat you down.
Right. So just want to get into the whole college thing. Let me know about NDSU. Like, entice me if I'm a parent, you know what I'm saying, trying to bring their kid there, but then let me know, like, your personal experience of how you actually became, you know what I'm saying, to fall in love with that location, because obviously you're still there. And it's kind of like the same thing I did, too. Once I left and I started coaching, I ain't coming back.
Nah, ain't no point.
Yeah.
You know, when on my recruiting visit, I thought it was a nice place. You know, it's super cold up here, so a facility is important. Like, you ain't gonna get no players up here if you got to play outside, like they did back in the day. You know what I mean? So all the facilities was nice. I thought that was cool. The whole setup was nice, man. It was a nice, peaceful town versus where we come from. Not peaceful, so you didn't have to look over your shoulder or nothing. It was predominantly a white community, which was concerning at the time, but then they had a lot of Milwaukee players up there, so I thought that was cool. You know, we had Lamar Gordon up there, which was a pro, Marcus Johnson, which was 2 years ahead of me, and I remember him from high school track. We had Michael Shepard, who went to Brown Deer. We had Mark Moore, Shorewood. We had several guys that was from Milwaukee. Dante Pettis was up there at the time, who went to Marshall. So we had plenty familiar faces. I didn't know them men personally, but I knew their names and knew who they were. And also in my recruiting class, we had Milwaukee kids come. Me and another cat named Simeon Cabell, who went to Cudahy. So I was like, all right, this would be like home. So the thing was, most of the African American males there would have been football players or basketball players. You know what I mean? So I thought that was cool. So that's what kind of drew me to it. I like their vision. They had been champions in the past before. They had a downward slope. They was throwing pros in the league. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's take a shot. And it was just cool. It was comfortable. I ain't had to worry about nothing. I could worry about football. It ain't no trouble to get into up here. So, you know, I thought that was cool. That was pretty much what drew me to it. And then one thing about North Dakota State is they have excellent coaches every year. They send guys out. And then we always call it the stepping stone to a bigger program. So my defensive coordinator in college is coaching in the league right now. And he's been in the league a long time. You know, so on and so forth. So we had several guys off my team, coach wise, that's coaching in the NFL or could have been coaching in the NFL. So that was another thing. You get one-on-one coaching it. It's not like a huge school, a huge spot. So that's kind of drew me to it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I think a lot of times that location is real important, but people don't get it. And I didn't adopt it saying this new saying now with this transfer portal stuff.
Yeah.
Just the simple fact that kids don't understand what a June scholarship is. I'm just talking about basketball. Then football, obviously, you know, I said, okay, you're not got a March scholarship. Boy, you're supposed to be almost reporting. What you
absolutely close.
Like you don't want that. You didn't last on the list, my guy.
Yep.
And that comes up too often. It's like, okay, well, this scholarship offer is from University of the Himalayas. Boy, you don't even know that's up 20,000 feet, but you about to go up there.
Yep.
And before you know it, it's like, well, I'm unhappy. Why are you unhappy? Well, because I came here. Because you didn't do the research. You didn't look into it. You ain't do what you just said. Look to see who's on the roster. There's so many times that even I get an email and it's somebody's like, hey, I'm a point guard. Bro, I got 5 point guards. Well, I want another one. And I almost have to just look at it like with this stoic face, like, I don't know. I don't need another point. Like, nobody looks at stuff outside of themselves before they show up to these places. And it's just kind of like, I'm me. Yeah, you're you. They want you. That's the reason why the conversation is going on. But they want you to understand that this is still a culture too.
Absolutely.
So,
So you got to buy into the culture. You also got to do what's best for you. Like, don't go. Listen, man. Don't go to school with 5 point guards, because once you get to they all lovey dovey when it's recruiting time and it's time to pull them in. But when you get there, everything changes.
Yep.
Attitude changes. The work ethic changes. Like, so you got to expect that side of it too. They ain't gonna be your buddy like that. You know what I mean? They gonna coach you. That's what they trying to win most. First and foremost. So you got to just make sure you skillful enough and set and with your intention to compete with 5 point guards.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. So
that's that. Heard the great saying one time, a few times now. But most guys want to be noticed, and realistically, in order to be out there, you want to do the unnoticeable stuff because your head coach
absolutely
everything negative. Like, oh dang, how long they been out there? Hey, get him. My man got 5 turnovers. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying?
Yep. And that goes on how you prepare.
Yep.
I remember I heard what's his name? Andre Ward, boxer.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. He was like, if you only working out when it's time to work out, like when you coach team meetings, team group, all of this, and you only doing that part of it, you gonna miss. Kobe didn't work out when it was only time to work out. He already laid the platform for us, right? He worked out 4 times a day versus a regular guy who won't work out 1 time a day, maybe 2.
Right.
And he won't do that every day.
Nah.
So a while back, not to go off subject, my old college roommate, great player too, Nick Jackson, it was his name. He pulled me to play semi-pro, right? So I'm already seasoned. I'm done playing. I'm 30 years old, bro, running around with these young kids, right? So it was fun to me. And this one kid says, man, I'm about to go to the league. He was probably like 23, 24 years old. And I'm not the type of person to be like, no, you're not. I would never say that because you don't know. You know what I mean? I just asked him a question. I was like, you going to the league? Perfect, bro. That's excellent. I was like, what time did you get up this morning? 10, 11? He missing it. I didn't say nothing, but he missing the mark.
Yep.
He ain't supposed to get up at 10. He supposed to be, if he want to go to the league based on his position he in right now, he should be up at 5 a.m.
Yep.
And he should have worked out twice already, right? So that's the main thing. We missing the mark if you're trying to compete at your best with hundreds of thousands of players, right?
Right.
So that's what I think about. So for sure.
Yeah, and like sometimes we get guys, or just like I heard athletes in general, it don't matter the sport or whatever.
Yep.
It's like they got an attitude when they don't understand. Like there's this extra stuff you got to go and put in. It's like, well, I don't think we should lift on game day, boy. It's happening. Deal with it. Go get dressed. We're not about to even address that. Like, well, I don't think that'd be good for us. I was like, have you seen a 4-year program? Well, nah. Don't you want to get there? Well, yeah. Well, they do it every game. So now what?
Yeah.
You might as well get used to
do more than what you
a little more lax as opposed to there when it's business.
Yeah. You gotta do more. Unfortunately, you gotta do more, and that's okay. That's the path you chose. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you always gotta do more than what you're being told. So that's the trick about competing.
Yep. And I think the good way to say about it is like all of you players, when you show up somewhere, you're good players.
Absolutely.
It's the exceptional ones that get there.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. The one who's gonna spend the most time, the most skillful, the ones who watching the most film, right?
Yep.
I take a guy who not as athletic, but know his job and skillful over the super athlete.
Yep.
The one who know his job is gonna move a little quicker.
Exactly.
He's gonna be at that spot a little before you because he know where he's going. He understand what's happening, like playing chess, right? So you don't really got to be athletic to play chess. You just got to know what the next move is. So I always tell my young cats that I train now, like, know your job, man.
Yeah.
Comprehend what's going on. So for sure. Absolutely.
All right. So now I want to ask you about, so you're at NDSU.
Yep.
So in between that red shirt year and then the year where you step on the field, Did they have you checking out the defense? Did you think like maybe you wanted to make a switch? Like, let me know about that, because I think a lot of people get confused about where you're, recruited somewhere. Like, I get to JUCO or whatever, and they're like, "Nah, we're gonna have you play like a 2-3 situation." I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah.
But it was mainly because they knew once I got the ball in my hands, they weren't gonna make me bring the ball up the court, but they was gonna allow me to make plays.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So, just how was that switch for you?
So it was actually my decision. Well, for the viewers that don't know, I came in as a QB, right? And just like we talked about, 4 other QBs came in with me. No, 5 other QBs came in with me, right? My roommate, which was from California, he played better ball than me, right? We had a state champ from Illinois. He played better ball than me. We had a Fargo kid. We had a transfer from Northwestern, which was from our part of town. He was from Racine. Excellent ball, like one of the best balls I've ever seen. Like spiral, just beautiful, tight, all of that. So I had a decision to make. Was I gonna play over these dudes? Sure, whatever. If that's what your intention is, sure, you can play over these dudes. Or could I get on the field faster because I'm an athlete, right? So I was like, you know what? Let me either go corner or receiver. I knew I could shine in either, right? So I asked the coach on, I think it was day 3 after camp. I didn't want to waste no time to compete with and lose years. So I said, Coach, what you think about me going to play D? He's like, you can go play D if you want to. So I switched right away at day 3 camp. So we had reported on August 1st. On August 4th, I was already on the opposite side of the ball. So I could learn, you know what I mean? So that switch was tough because I had never really been technical on defense. I didn't know the techniques. I didn't know none of that. So I had to learn that. So my redshirt year was purely just lifting. I had to gain weight. I came in at 172, 173, something like that. So lifting and then studying. Lifting, studying, getting reps. So that was a year just training on your job. So they teach you all of that, though. They teach you all of that. And if you want to learn more, you could have. Yep, for sure. So you learn a playbook that's this big on defense. You know what I mean? So that was all the redshirt year was. It's just learning and lifting and getting stronger. And just basically they want you to buy into the pride and the mentality of what's going to happen. So, yeah.
Yeah. So as far as like that year and then transitioning and then like, you know what I'm saying, actually getting on the field. Yeah. How was it to get on the field and be on the opposite side now?
Opposite side of what I'm used to playing?
What you used to doing?
I think I had the mentality for it. I'm like a big competitor. So I used to love to run the rock, but when I got on the other side, it just switched to tackling. Like now I love to tackle. Like I'm gonna try to shoot and tackle. Yeah. And I played corner, so it was a few things in my game that I wasn't used to. Like I didn't have crazy ball skills. Like you see some corners that can, or they basically receivers. They can catch everything. They like a prime or somebody like that. I didn't have that. So I just picked what I was good at, which was deleting. I could delete a guy. I could shadow him anywhere he go. So that's what it was kind of like. It was weird, man. It was fun. Like it's a different perspective, I say, because you got to be a tough guy to play defense, period. It's a different mentality you got to bring than playing offense. I say that for sure. So that was pretty much it. It was a mentality switch. Like, all right, now I got to stop people versus running by people or juking people or embarrassing people, which is what I kind of thrived on. So, it was a different mentality, and I like the defensive mentality better than I did the offensive. So, yeah.
Yeah, because there's something about, somebody out here trying to do their job, and then your job is to stop them. And it's just kind of like, get a stop. It's just kind of like, all right, it puts doubt in the mind of whoever 100%. Else. Yep. Y'all only going to have the ball, let's call it, y'all going to have 50 reps on offense, 50, 60 reps on offense. Yeah. I stop y'all 30% of the time. The rest of my defense kicks in. We stop y'all collectively. And if you guys are only moving the ball 20% of the time, we walk out here with the W.
Every time. Yep.
Man, it just, it's something about watching it. It's like, dang, okay, they moving like this, moving like this, moving like this. Okay, shift the line. Like just watching all the different things happen.
It's definitely strategic. Yeah.
and then making those calls. It's just kind of like, well, who made that call? I just sit there and shut up at that point.
Yeah,
just watch it in slow motion move. Like that's dope.
For sure.
So I always ask this question too when dealing with football. How was your reaction to the calls as they come in sometimes? Just hand gestures out there. At least for the first year. How was that?
Oh, it was, you know what? It was good. It was good. So basically when you preparing, you got an idea of what they're trying to do. That's your whole idea for watching film. What are they good at? What are their tendencies? So so when the calls came in, we already knew. We already knew it was cracking. So blitzing, zone blitzing is what we did a lot. Cover 3 is what we did a lot. Cover 2s, man, all of that. So based on their formation, we already knew. We already knew what was happening. So it was no surprise when the hand gestures came in or the sign language. So we was prepared, and that was what I loved about North Dakota State. We was always, you can go back and watch the films. Anybody watching this who don't believe me, go back and watch the film. We was 100% prepared every time. So that's, not a big school, but let me tell you, any game that we had on schedule, we was going to show up for. And that was that. So,
Got you. All right. So now I ask, just break down your favorite defense to be in and your responsibilities in that defense.
Favorite defense to be in. I'm a man. I was man. So I'll give you 2. So man coverage was like my forte. Take a guy to lead a guy, best guy, don't matter. And just make the quarterback look somewhere else. You just shadow him, make sure. And then we used to always do pre-reads, so pre-play reads or formation where they lined up at, and we would stand. Say if I'm playing off man, we would stand back. And you see me do this when you came up to the homecoming game before, and we would just look at the quarterback and we would read his steps. So I would read his steps based on how many steps he taken. Lets me know where this receiver is about to go.
Yeah.
So it's a quick read. Boom. My next best defense would be zone blitzing, where we would stand and you would see the corner from Dallas do this a lot. Diggs.
Okay.
And he just stand back and he just sit there and wait. And he's also reading the steps, right? So he got an idea where the receiver's gonna release to or where he's running his route at. Yard wise, and he would just jump it, and that was pretty much my favorite. I would just stand back, wait, and jump. And so from that, you either get a big hit, you get you break the ball up, or you get a pick. So, and then you also pressuring the hell out of the quarterback. So, zone blitzing and man would be my favorite too. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, who was the best quarterback that you played against in your time up there?
It was a cat who man, he was cold. His name was Rhett Bomar.
Gotcha.
He played at Sam Houston. He was a transfer from Oklahoma. He was a starter at Oklahoma, and something happened where he got kicked out for taking money or something weird like that. They thought he was taking money or whatever. So he had to transfer down to a smaller school. And man, was he good. He was cold, man. He was cold. So real good, real quick release, fast. He was probably like a 4.5, 4.6 guy. Texas native, I believe he was, or something like that, Texas or Oklahoma. And then the next guy I would say was pretty good was cat from Central Michigan. He broke Dan Lefevre or something. He broke Tim Tebow's record, like rushing, passing. So he was pretty good, and he had Antonio Brown on his team when we played. So,
gotcha.
So I thought he was pretty nice too. So big cat. So yeah, for sure.
Understood.
Yep.
Did you have to shadow AB around, or was?
Oh yeah, we played. Yeah, yep. I play AB. Yep, for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nice.
Yep.
So let me know about kids coming to school, kids handling classroom, everything like that. Let me know what the schedule looks like for a Division I football player.
Division I football, you got class in the morning, and then You got class in the morning, and then it just depends on time of year, because sometimes it's switched whether you have to lift before class or after, right? Okay. So let's just say we class in the morning, class probably from 9 to noon. From noon you eat. Practice start at 2:30 to about 6. After that, mandatory you eat after that. Then mandatory study hall from 6 to 8. Mm-hmm. And then you can go home after that. So it's literally like a full-time job. Yeah. Especially when it's like during spring ball too. Because you throw spring ball practice in there, spring ball film, class, food, study hall. So yeah, it's literally a full-time job. So
yeah. And that's been my argument with kids, regardless of what sport they choose. Back to that good and exceptional thing, it's more or less of, what are you doing to earn $40,000 a year? We just keep that as a media number. What are you doing to earn $40,000? What are you doing to earn this $160,000? If you got to transfer, you got to transfer. Okay, cool. But what are you doing that's different than everybody else to earn this $40K? Because a bunch of you want it. And unfortunately, a bunch of you are good. But then, we get back to that exceptional portion of it. I'm saying? It's not like you're bad. You won't be in the conversation if you were. Right. So it's just learning that, okay, what extra do you have to do? Do you have to email a coach? I mean, you look at Allen or whatever, he only got the one offer over there in Wyoming. But he had to email everybody to get that offer. You got to do more.
Also was my coach. He played for my coach. Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
Right.
Yep. Dude played. My coach went to Wyoming. And your boy, and a lot of my teammates was on that coaching staff. So they used to be like, hey man, it's the cat over here. The animal. So I'm like, well, ain't nobody over in Wyoming. Like, for sure. Animal. Yeah. But think about that. So I just told you our schedule. Right. So your aspirations is you want to do well. When are you gonna do extra? Right? Yep. That's the hard part. Finding when you're gonna do extra. Because I mean, when you free, you want to party, you want to chill, right? So that's the hard part. When you get to college, you gotta decide what the goal is and stick to it. Because if I got class at 9, I should probably be up before 9. I should probably be up at 6. Yep. Working out, watching film. If that's what I'm trying. If I'm trying to get on the field, because you don't get a lot of time, man. You don't get a lot of time. So, that's the main thing about it.
All right. So now, as far as I heard you throw food in there a couple of times. So, diet wise, how do you think somebody should start to make the transition so that way they can put themselves in a position to play at a school like NDSU?
Fortunate enough, we had our strength and conditioning coach was deep into that, so I didn't have to worry about that at the time. He gave us a big chart, and he was like, "This is what you should be eating." Boom, 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 boom. You get a meal plan, and you try to execute. But I would say processed food is bad for you. Anything like that, bunch of sugar is bad for you. Just try to stick to what's what. What are you trying to do? You know what I mean? First of all, like for example, I didn't have restrictions on my diet. I was a thin guy. I was 185 pounds. But some of the guys on my team had a very strict diet, very strict. So they'd be on different things. They'd be having to do cardio while we over here lifting heavy. They would have to be on different plan. Like my guy Joe, for example, he was on a different plan than us because he was already a big dude. You know what I mean? And they want to keep you at a certain weight. So I would say just avoid the stuff that is bad for you. Okay, sugar is bad for you. And processed food is bad for you, flat out. So that's it.
Yeah, because that comes up a lot. It's like, I had this. Look, I understand you trying to bulk up, but that ain't it.
Nope. You gotta stop eating stuff that doesn't have nutritional value. If it has no value, do not eat it. Especially if you're trying to compete with guys who are watched as well as you are. You know what I mean? So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, it's no different than you feeling you. Like you got to be able to feel you, and then on top of that, if it has no value, like you said, you're not gonna be moving at your optimal.
Nope, you won't even think. You won't even think at your optimal. You know what I mean? Yep. So for sure.
Yeah, that's I don't get why that'd be so hard. It was like, so y'all go like, okay, so example, had a kid on my team this year, started for me. Other guard coach had hit him with a food plan, right?
Yeah.
So he's supposed to eat all this stuff.
Yeah.
We catch him in the summer, like, hey man, you been sticking to the plan? Nah. But I'm gonna come start lifting with you. So now you want to start lifting with me. All right. I'll see you at the school next Monday, right? But then I get him into one of them conversations in front of everybody after we play again. It's just kind of like, man, I can tell, man, you was tired. You ate pizza again today, did you? Come on, man. I was like, you can't eat just pizza, bro. This dude loves freaking pizza.
Yep. And I do too. So hey, man, I get it. You gotta fight
it. We all do. But it's like, can you throw a salad in there sometimes? And me, I hated salad.
That's all right too.
Back in the day. But like, you gonna throw in anything that can help you right now? Because we see you, and and it got to the point where he started running out of gas. I'm like, now you see what we're saying? Yeah. So then he started throwing in, what I'm saying, he might have salmon or something like that. What I'm saying? He might have a salad. He might have like a chicken breast that's grilled or something like that. Because the dude knew how to cook too. So I was like, all right, so at this point, you just being lazy, bro.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to execute, man. It's hard to. Yeah.
He had class online, so I'm like, you at home? Come on, man.
Right. Yeah.
Only time he had to be at school was practice or game day. That's it. That's the only time he had to be there.
Yep.
So he just made it hard on himself. But you run into those guys too. But then when they turn the corner, it's just kind of like, now you dunk on everybody. Like, yeah, I was like,
it's a mental switch too. Doing the right thing is a mental switch. Yeah. Sure.
Because it's so easy to go with the flow of everybody else. Like, man, that look cool. Yeah, it do look cool. But cool in a lot of cases looks average.
Yeah. It's less than. Being cool is less than.
Yeah. So let me know about just moving forward. You got athletes there. They got the nutrition. They're taking care of film. What does that look like when you're coming up to be junior, senior year, and you start hearing possibly that there's a chance for you to play professionally? Yeah. Like, what's the best way that you think student athletes should handle that? And then look at it from your perspective. When you were in that position, how did you handle it? And do you make the comparison now being older, or did you think differently when you were younger?
Always thought different when I was younger, for sure. Honestly, it's a distraction. You should ignore it. One of the good examples is like when Floyd Mayweather was the man, right? He ignored it. He worked every day, right? Did the same thing. Same thing got him there. You should do the same thing. You should write your goals down, and you should keep it at the forefront of your mind. Like me being an older man looking back. So it doesn't matter who's looking at you. You know what I mean? It only matters what you do with it. So forefront of your mind, you should be preparing, and pretty much that's it, man. You can ignore the distraction. I remember when I would start getting looks in high school, I'm like, because my high school middle of the hood. Like, it ain't been too many scholarship athletes out of there in the last 15 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm the man. But what I should have done, I should have ignored that. Don't matter who coming to look at me. What's my goals? Right. How do I want to present myself when I do get wherever I go? So that's the main thing. If you want to go pro, man, sure, go for it. But how you present yourself, what package you bring, what you good at? Because everybody ain't gonna score 50, right? You got guys like Pat Beverly who gonna shut you down, or a guy who gonna rebound like Rodman back in the day. Yeah. Or somebody like that. Like, find your role, whatever it is, man. Just own it and do. You know what I mean? Because what J. Cole says, only 12 spots on the Pistons. Right. It might be less. It might be actually less when you add all of them cats that's $200 million contracts. That ain't a spot. That spot is gone already. So exactly. Yeah, it's filled. So So go at the forefront of your mind, and every day you get up, you got to work on that for sure. Yeah.
So what you think about transfer portal?
Oh, so different. So different from when I played. I think it's cool as far as opportunity wise. I think because we had a kid who played for NDSU and he transferred to LSU. You know what I mean? And got him a ring. You know what I mean? So
right.
he already had 3 with NDSU.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? 3-time All-American.
Right.
3-time All-American. Now he going to play at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved that.
Right.
I would have loved that. I think it's good for opportunity for the young kids. It's definitely a different game from back then, but yeah, I don't shun it. I think it's a cool opportunity when you use it in the right way, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it could save you though. If you're not that guy, I don't think it could save you.
Exactly.
So that's the main thing. Things only used for the good, man. If you're a good guy, you deserve a better opportunity. Like that kid, probably deserve better eyes, more eyes. Sure. Yeah. But if you're not that guy, it ain't gonna save you, man. So for sure.
Yeah. Like people hop in there. It's like, well, I want to just, go do this. Like, okay, but again, we back to that beginning stage. You got a plan for this? Well, no, I'm just gonna put my name in there. Why? Didn't they say they wanted you back at school? Yeah, but I don't trust that. So did you go talk to these people?
You starting over again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a place where you comfortable at, a place where you know the system. Now you gotta go learn a new system.
Yep.
Right. So either you better be cognitive aware of what's happening, or you be starting over again. You know what I mean? You gotta have good intellect if you're gonna switch like that. You gotta be smart. Learning curve gotta be all the way there.
Exactly.
And you gotta be skillful to compete with guys who've already been in that system. Right? You gotta play over them. So like I said, in some cases it could be excellent. In some cases, you might be cut short, unfortunately. Yeah.
And I don't have the football numbers, but the basketball numbers, I was talking to one of my guys, and he was saying, like, okay, we're going to approach 2,000 kids.
Oof.
But the problem is for D1 each year, it's usually only about 800 spots. Realistically, it should be about 1,300, but, we got all the post-grad transfers.
Oh, so for sure. Yeah.
They in that pot. So because they're in that pot, but I'm going to go over to nah. Yeah, but I'm good enough. True, but nah. Just nah. They're not even looking at you, bro. Sorry.
That's tough. Yeah,
because
especially about a young athlete too.
So because I'll never forget. One of the guards that was vital to Baylor winning that title was Flagler. Flagler had transferred from Presbyterian. Most people can't tell me where that is. But at the same time, he was over there hooping. He like player of the year and anything like that.
Absolutely.
He came over there and he wasn't the guy, but when you have him coming off the bench and he's somebody that was averaging 20 the year before, he comes over here, accepts a role, and he's able to give you 12 off the bench, and it's super efficient because now he ain't got to play 35 minutes tonight. And that's one of those situations where a kid transfers in. It's like, well, why am I playing? Well, see his resume? Yeah, he's a junior. You're, redshirt freshman, redshirt sophomore.
Exactly. That's who it hurts. It hurts them young cats who think they're gonna get a spot, but then somebody transfer over with a lot of experience already.
Yep.
So that's another thing. But that's another thing based on what you want to do too. Because I wouldn't want to transfer nowhere if I'm averaging 20 over here. I'm already stuck in this system. I'm about to ride this one. So yep.
So I don't know where that bow is for him if he wanted to, do overseas thing or NBA thing or anything like that. But it could have been just, he might have finished over there early and he wanted a degree from Baylor and Presbyterian. There's ways that, they can maneuver that. Like we got one guy right now, he's just going back for his football, his 5th year at Minnesota. Remember I talked to you about
Oh, yeah, I remember him. Yep, for sure. Basketball player too, right?
Yep, he played AAU for me.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. So he's over there or whatever. It's like, you're going back for the 5th year. And it's like, even if a guy is undecided, like if they're going to give you a 5th year of school stuff that you can actually pile on and use at the end of your life or something like that, or for job purposes or whatever.
Absolutely.
I'm saying the sport is over with. You got to take advantage of it. Why are you leaving early? That's free. You're going to go pay for that later. Right. But in some cases, they do have the lifetime scholarships. But what if you're a Division II athlete and you're not in that, that ilk of? You got to come pay. You might have to come pay for this or something.
Yep, for sure.
So it just makes sense. It's like, well, they're going to pay for this. Like my best story, it sounds crazy. We had a kid that was on that team that played for the national title or whatever.
Yeah.
He was being recruited by a couple of D2 schools in Florida. And then we had a shot at a small D1 that had engineering for him. Yeah. His problem was they all wanted to make a point guard. So he was never a point guard. But that's the way he ended up concluding his career. So something fell through with the D2 in Florida, and it's not grades. Like my man had the 29, you know what I'm saying, ACT, and he 3.6 GPA. Phenomenal student.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just he could go wherever he wanted to. It's just, it was just hard to get him those places at that time because nobody had ever seen him play point guard. All they saw was 6'1" athlete with a 45-inch vert, and they didn't understand. Like, I'll send you a video. It was disgusting. But so this kid, so at the end of the day, St. Louis College of Pharmacy comes calling, right? Yeah. And he, like, you do your exit meetings or whatever. So we doing the exit meeting. Like, hey, if you look, what do you think about this school? And our head coach had looked them up already. And, they were, perennial losing program. And the reason they were losing is because you got pharmacy students. They're, you don't have a lot of athletes that.
They concerned about school, man.
Right. And you getting a chance to go right into medical, stuff like that. Yeah. But they had a really, really, really dope program, and they scholarshiped him because it was NAIA Division I too. So it wasn't like,
That's fine. Yeah.
So he went there. Plays the first year, red shirts the second because it was going to take him 3 years to get out of there, so they paid for it. So then he plays the senior year, right, finally. So I got a message from him the other day because I wanted him to come in to speak to some of my AAU kids when he's at home. He's like, man, I graduated my doctorate on May 13th. I was like, perfect. When you free, get your butt up here. But for right now, I'm trying to figure out a way to get down here on May 13th.
Yes, for sure.
Because we got a chance to go see him play for his senior day. But all that story makes sense because with that scholarship situation, he played the senior year. But one of the agreements they have with Wash U and another medical school that's down there is there's a grant that if you qualify for it and you keep your GPA at a certain level, they'll pay for 80% of your medical school. You can't beat that wherever you go. Like, go.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been trying to, like, any kid interested in medicine, something, you want to try this? Well, they lose. You ain't going to be losing at the bank. I don't know what you thought this was, and you about to go play. Get out of here. Like, go over there immediately.
He did it the right way. He used it as a vehicle, as what you should use sports for. Yeah. It's only going to take you as far as it's going to take you. You know what I mean? He got a doctorate. Yeah. Hey, man, his parents should be proud.
Exactly.
Use basketball to do something. Everybody ain't going to the league, like I told you. So, do something big with it, man. That's like I said, not a lot of people play. What's the percentage on basketball athletes that get a scholarship? 1%, 2%, 3%?
Yeah, it's like 2.7, 3.5.
That's like very low, man. Out of all the people who play basketball, right? You remember us growing up. All these cats that play basketball.
We were just looking up there, everybody looking around, like, okay,
only a few of them went in, right?
Right.
Only a few. What? Freddie, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Devin, Wisconsin. Who else?
What's young buck? Montana State. I can't remember his name. Wookie.
Who was that?
Wookie, but he was a year behind us.
Oh yeah.
But you had some guys that was moving around, but you notice too, like they moved now. Like we older, we can look at them like, damn, they moved a little different. Yeah. Like the only time you seen Wookie was at the court, as far as somebody having a business mind. Now you knew he went and did other stuff, but you only seen.
But look how much talent it was in the city, though. It's just talent everywhere, and none of them played. Out of all of the guys we played ball with growing up, I can't name 10 that went to another level.
Yeah, can you? And we can nah.
And they were some excellent players, like
right.
Hey man, you gotta ride this as far as it's gonna go. Think about that. Yep. Listen, man. I went to high school with some cats. So athletic, bro. Yep. So athletic. They didn't play. Big dudes too. 6'5", 320. High school. Didn't play a sport. They ain't interested, man. So you gotta be humble and grateful for the opportunities you got. Because if you throw all of us in the pot, it's gonna be even more slim. Say we was all focused in straight line, it'll be even more slim, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it's been some cats like we could just like even just like start writing a list.
Oh man.
Damn. Man, for real, man.
Some of them cats jumping out the gym.
I tell people all the time, like, hey man, you been dunked though? No, I circle out. I ain't stupid. Like
no, you gotta get out of there. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it.
My job.
Playing with that. Nah.
Like, hey, go guard him. Like, all right, man, I got him. But you know what I'm saying?
Everybody get caught every once in a while, but it ain't worth being like you a block man or something, like you Matumbo. Get out of there, man.
If I could challenge you straight up, okay, maybe.
Sure.
But that from the I was here, but I nah. No.
Some of them cats ain't even worth it. Ain't worth jumping. You know you ain't got no shot.
And then, like I just thought about, you said some cats y'all say ain't worth jumping. All right, so gotta touch on this quick story.
Yep.
How did you and Divine run into each other out there? Because I still remember that to this day. That was fun.
Yeah. So that was I can't remember what year that was. That was either 03 or 04.
Okay.
It must have been 03 because that must have been my freshman year. And the funny thing about it, I was just talking about Divine. I was telling my guy Joe how we had this cat in the city who was like 5'8", and that boy could fly, right? So we would go to this little it was another school across the river. They had like a little 18 and up club or whatever you want to call it. So we was red shirted, so we was partying.
Yeah, y'all was out there.
Yeah, we was out there, man. So we went to this club and Divine was in there. And I'm like, what are you doing here, bro? Like, what's going on with you? I don't even know. I can't even remember why he was there. But it was good to see him because I was just telling my guys about him, how he could jump and all of that. So I don't know what he was doing out there. I don't know if he was looking at playing out there or what.
Yeah, but, he was so he drugged me out there one time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tag him in this video when I post.
Yep. Oh, for sure. Clip. Yeah, absolutely.
So he drugged me out there one time because I'm at Kirkwood or whatever. And he's up there. So he went to Northland. That's where he went to.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was trying to get on play at Northland or whatever. So he's up there. And then, you know what I'm saying, he like, hey, man, spring break, can you go get me? I'm not thinking it's that far. Plus, I'm already in Iowa, so I'm already further west or whatever. Big deal.
Yep.
So I go up there. I get him. And I get to Fergus Falls, right?
Yeah.
And he like, hey, I'm like, I should be close, right? He's like, nah, you got another 4 hours. I'm like, 4 hours? What you mean? I got
another 3 and some change. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I done drove up past all these lakes, bro, and I done came back because I'm like, okay, I must be lost. Because keep in mind, we ain't got no GPS.
Nope.
I'm with the Magellan like this, like, okay, where is it at? I run in the west area. I'm like, okay, I'm looking like I'm here. I finally find Thief River Falls, and I'm like, why I sign up for this?
Dude, man.
So
I don't even know what he was doing up there, man.
Man, I didn't know what I was doing. I seen a moose, a grizzly bear. Like I was walking around.
Yeah, you in the land now.
Oh, I was all kinds of confused.
What is he doing?
Man, you know what I'm saying? I really believe in 10,000 lakes doing because I was lake.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So that was interesting, right? I just had to ask. I was like, dang, how'd y'all run into each other? Because he couldn't tell me.
Didn't expect to see him, bro. Didn't expect to see him at all. Yeah,
right?
For sure. Yeah.
But that's how some stuff happens. You'll be somewhere out of town and be like, wait. You tap somebody on the shoulder. What you doing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, but yeah, like you said, that guy could fly. I mean,
absolutely.
Whatever dunk contest it was, he won it.
Oh, for sure.
I just wish he would had a way to record all that stuff back then.
Yep. Can you imagine that?
I always like, man, why don't you try out for like Globetrotters or something? Yeah. He would shun it off. I'm like, bro, like, you should do that. Like, nobody, that's exceptional what you do. Like, we dunk, but you.
It caught him later, though, because he still play right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? Probably still pretty athletic, too. You know what I mean? At 38, what were you, 38?
Nah, D older than us.
Is he? Oh, okay.
39, yeah.
Oh, well, think about that. He's still playing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably could have been one of them cats that could have went super far.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But you just, you know.
But like you said, he was having issues with the ACT.
I'm in that party. I'm in that boat. I can't show nobody for that one. So,
but I never forget too. They was bogus with us taking that ACT the last time because you wasn't at my location, but everybody that was at my location, I can't be serious in this room.
Right? Yeah. It's funny. That's a whole nother subject right there. We ain't gonna get on that one. That's a whole nother situation. That's a whole nother thing, man.
I look up. I ain't even gonna go through the list of people, but Why? Yep. You know what? Look, I'm gonna sit over here. Yo, no, I'm gonna sit over here.
That's a whole other situation. Yep.
So I had to go to like Sheboygan or whatever to take mine.
Did you?
Yep.
I can't remember where I took mine at. It was one of the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think which one though. I can't think which one I was at. But I didn't know nobody at mine though, which was nice. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm like, how look? I was like, man, we try to do what you try to do. Get away from everybody.
Absolutely.
Look, we all failed in this joint.
Yep.
But
for sure.
All right. So as far as shunning out the pro stuff like that, just being focused at the end of the day.
Yep.
And you'll be rewarded for, your good efforts or whatnot.
Yep.
Approaching going into those situations. So let's call it senior year is done. Going into those situations where you're like pro day and stuff like that, like explain like a pro day, because let's just call it. I'm a C student right now. I don't know what a pro day is.
Yep, pro day is was all based on the program you in, right? Because pro day is when the pros come out, look at you, the top level.
Yeah.
Depending on the level of your program is depending on how many pros gonna be there, right? Like on my pro day, it was eight teams there, which is beautiful. That's nice. I think when Trey Lance came out, it was 30 pros there. So that tells you the popularity of the program, how it skyrocketed, right? Because we was good back then too. You know what I mean? Top ranked team, all of that. Pro day they send you through just the tests, man. The evaluation. Yep. Height, weight, everything. Jumping, running, agility, and then once you get through all of the tests, they put you through a position. They talk to you a little bit, try to gauge your character, but other than that, it's just a job interview, right? Yeah. And you know it's coming, so you got all the time to prepare for it.
Right.
Whether you do or not, that's up to you. So, my agent was out of South Florida. Joe's was out of New Jersey. Joe's agent, he was a big time. Joe was a big time prospect, so he left. He left. I still had to go to school.
Gotcha.
So I trained by myself. Joe was training with wherever his agent sent him. So that's another thing to that. So based on your prospect, if I would have got it, I would have been a sleek pick. I would have been an undrafted guy or a really, really late round pick. So which was fine with me. So just depending on who you are, man, and what program you're in is what your pro day gonna be like. I'm sure Alabama get all 32 teams. LSU, all 32 teams.
Right.
Clemson, all 32 teams. So all these big schools is gonna get every look they can get. Not only just the coaches, they probably getting GMs and everything. So we didn't get no GMs in mine. I know that for a fact. So, but it was cool, man. It was a smaller program, and we sent a lot of guys in. I think 3 dudes off my defense alone went to the league, and they played 9 years. So they weren't just like regular guys. They was playing. So which was cool. So yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I don't think a lot of people know about the way that it looks. And then as far as like the evaluations, like, so if you were evaluating an athlete coming out of high school, getting ready to go to whatever level, what would you tell them, like, for your position would be the most important jewels that they should have to build on coming into that season?
Skill. Skill is the only thing. It's the only thing it is. It doesn't matter how much you lift. You get that as you get older. You get stronger as you get older, right? 18-year-old kid ain't the chances of an 18-year-old kid being or a 19-year-old kid being cock strong is just that's slim to none, right?
Right.
Some guys come in like that already. They've been lifting for years, but I would say skill is the most important thing. Like I told you earlier, comprehension is the most important thing. A person who knows his job is going to react faster, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I came in and I got the training and blah blah blah, and I was learning the position at corner. We had recruited some kids out of Texas, right? They position coach played college ball. This is high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
They came in knowing what I had just learned. They already knew it.
Yep.
They was already doing what I was doing. So that just tells you what you know and the skill, how you put it together. You feel me? I still played. I was still a starter.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, they had a jump on me. And because I got to compete with these kids now. They coming in, they're a year behind me now. But they already know what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Me doing a position switch, I didn't know none of this. So they gained a year on me, basically. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wasted the rest of the year to figure something out where they coming out of high school with it already. So I would tell a kid if you're going into college, you need to be working on your skill, right? Whether it's basketball or football or whatever else you want to play. So if I was to play basketball and I'm a point guard, I got good handling, I can pass already. Can I shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm not that great of a shooter. Okay, 5 a.m., right? 300 shots makes. You do that every day. It's a small. It's a small commitment, right?
Yeah.
It's a small 300 shots is a small commitment to me, as far as my effort and knowing what it takes. Very small commitment.
Right.
If I'm a corner going to college, right?
Yeah.
You be backpedaling every day because they backpedal every day.
Mm-hmm.
The boys in college shooting every day. They may not be shooting 300 shots, but they shoot, right? So you need to come in mixing in already, not lagging behind. If I'm gonna say, you need to be coming in the mix. So I wish somebody would have told me that. Like I didn't know I was gonna switch to corner when I got to college. I was gonna play quarterback.
Right.
So if that's your aspiration, if you want to play quarterback, you need to be throwing the rock every day. It's a small commitment, man.
Yeah.
You got 24 hours in a day, right? Small commitment to throw the rock every day. Hour, 30 minutes, anything. So that's what I would tell a young kid. If you going somewhere, do what you need to do. Work on your skill every day, because skill builds confidence, right?
Right.
Like I'm not gonna shoot in a game if I haven't shot in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if I can make the shot.
Yep.
You don't want to 50-50. You know, it's 50-50 anyway, but it's less than 50-50 if you don't shoot in practice by yourself, right? So you think about it like that.
Yeah. And then other side of that, transitioning to actually being a pro.
Yeah.
It has to go up another notch now too, because we probably got less time. Now you got to, you know what I'm saying, mix in with these guys.
Yeah.
You got to showcase your talent, even though where you were drafted. I mean, if you were drafted that high, they know you should be doing certain things, but at the same time, sometimes that's not the case.
Yep.
But you got to showcase all of this every single time. Like you always got to show them.
Now you're going against guys who do it for a living. Mm-hmm. They don't got to go to class no more. Now they do. This is their only job.
Yep.
That's what I was telling you about eating earlier. I was talking about eating. This is what they do every day. So now it gets slimmer. You know, it gets real slim now. Because you decide what's gonna happen. Like I told you, Kobe already sent us the blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you know though. It's what you're willing to do. I think 99% of the earth ain't willing to get up at 4, work out 4 to 6, chill, go back in 9 to 11, chill, go back in 1 to 3, chill. Oh, I'm gonna go back in tonight 4 to 6. How many people you know willing to do that? Right. Nobody. Yeah, I don't know nobody that's willing to do that. To be honest with you, nobody's willing to do that. But that's why that man stood out. Mm-hmm. That's why he put up 80, like stuff like that, right? Yeah. You can't mess with him because you're just not. It's not that you can't do it, you just won't. So he will. So there it is. Mm-hmm. Separation. Yep. For sure.
And then you know, argue with Derek Fisher and play a one-on-one with him when he was watching you standing over there. That used to throw me off too. It's like, yeah, I'm about to go beat defense. What?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
They wanted to fight so many times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's what, like you said, that's what pushed them to be great, because it's just kind of like, look, you got the same thought I got. We just play two different positions. Yeah. But we always in here, so why not?
Why not? Yep, for sure. Iron sharpens iron, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. So as far as looking at pro debuts and all that kind of stuff like that. Let me know how it was pursuing the pro dream.
Looking back at it, I wish I would have done way more. But I got to meet some good people, man. It was excellent, man. I got to meet some good people. I got to learn things that now I can just. I don't have the aspirations to play. I dropped that a while back, but now if my son wanted to play ball, I wouldn't encourage him to go pro. I would let him feel it out. Like, is that what you want to do? But the thing is, he would be prepared. I know exactly what to tell him to do. He just had to do it. You know what I mean? So just the knowledge of it, man. The pursuit of anything is beautiful. Like the knowledge of it is what the best part is about. And what pursuing sports is so thick, so slim that you can probably apply that to anything you're doing.
Right.
You know how to practice. You know how to study. And the most part, the hardest thing is to execute when 40,000 people looking at you. You know what I mean? Yep, for sure. You know how to work in the dark when nobody's there. You know how to shine in the light. So, so that's the main thing, man. That's what I do. It was nice journey, but it didn't come out how I wanted it to. But if I would have prioritized my thoughts and my actions, then it would have been so much different. So, and I believe that to today. So, yeah, for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So let me know about your training. No, I ain't gonna say sell me on it. I'd be sold on it. I'd be good. My kid want to play football. I see him you. But
for sure. Absolutely. We got family walking there right now.
I see. I know this lady.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But wanted to know as far as training and stuff like that. What's a good age to have a kid start football training per se?
I say any age you want. Because I don't do like lifting or nothing like that with them. I do footwork. It ain't. What's the best age to learn footwork?
None.
Whenever you can tie it together, right? So I know I get a lot of kids parents that want to train their kids when they're young, like 10 or 11. I don't like working with kids that young. I like to be a little bit more serious about what they got going on.
Right.
But I would, sure. Yeah, I do it. So but I would say like if my 4-year-old son want to do the ladder, which we do, we hop out there and do the ladder. So no age as long as they can comprehend it and they having fun, there's no age requirements and nothing like that. So yeah. Okay. You should see my little boy jump too.
Gotcha.
Oof. Dude could probably jump higher than me right now. On the box jump, he could probably get me. 4 years old. Yep. Some things you just can't teach.
Say he ready to fly already.
Man, he flying already.
So now I'm gonna ask you, as far as training, like let us know about your business. Like, what's the name? Where can I find it? I'm gonna put all that stuff in the description, but let us know where you can find it so that way they hear from you.
Oh, for sure. I'm out in Bismarck, North Dakota. I'm just Earl training. So basically, I just teach kids about footwork and comprehension and skill work. All we work is skill and comprehension. So first basis of my training is first I evaluate them through their feet. If their feet is already good, we'll go straight into the techniques. What you need technique, right? And then if they play a certain position, then we go through comprehension. Like, what do you do when this happens? What does this mean when somebody does this? So basically just teaching them the cognitive side of football and the skill part. So the most important part, which I didn't work on coming out. So the weightlifting comes. If they're hungry enough, they'll lift weights. I don't think strength is the most important thing when it comes to doing the job. So we don't do a lot of strength. We do speed work, footwork, comprehension, skill. So yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
So we'll make sure all of that's linked down in the comments.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you, bro. I'm definitely gonna have to get up there. We gotta ride some horses, man.
I'm gonna get you on there. I have Malik up there, man. You know,
we gotta get the band back together, man.
Absolutely, man.
Go. Yeah. I got it. We on the move. We on the move.